Right out of high school, went into the military at 18 years old, and I spent about 8 years active duty as a corpsman with the Marines. So a lot of hiking and wearing packs and, go, go, go. I was young, had kids, body was great. And then you start feeling effects as you get older, from being in the military. The things that I saw, dealt with, the stress of that, it doesn't catch up to you till later on in life because we have the ability to compartmentalize when we're trained and just bury all of that, all the things that we've seen and dealt with. But it also doesn't help that once I got out of the military, I went straight into law enforcement. So I've been a law enforcement officer for 17 years and I've done and seen it all in my career. And wearing a 30 pounds of gear. I've weighed myself without all my gear on and with my gear on. So I wear the full duty belt for law enforcement. I wear the bulletproof vest, and 17 years it's been taxing on my body. All the stress that I deal with. I developed psoriasis when I was in the military. It was stress induced and autoimmune. I had severe anxiety and then the psoriasis, and just dealt with that all my years in. And then when I got out, it got worse. And when you have a very stressful job and you're not taking care of yourself internally, like I always did, oh, I'm exercising, eating healthy, but stress, it never goes away. And, especially when we sleep, that REM is very important. And when you're not sleeping because of the anxiety and lack of sleep, your body can't heal. And it's been really hard for me. The IBS got worse, the psoriasis got worse. It turned into basically psoriatic arthritis, which now has turned into ankylosing spondylosis. It's very hard for me to say that, but it's in my spine, my shoulders. We're thinking I have fibromyalgia now, so I have all this nerve pain, and I've had multiple surgeries since getting out of the military. I think to date I've had undergone 17 operations. Yeah. From stomach stuff to reproductive organs, musculoskeletal surgeries. So I've been in a major accident and my body has been through the ringer, like literally through the ringer. And you try everything you can with exercise and it wasn't helping. And, the arthritis became so debilitating for me. I remember getting off work and just taking off my gear and being in so much pain that I'm crying my eyes out every night. To where I spent $13,000 on a medical spa to have a hot tub at my home, which it helped, but it didn't do enough for me. So I was taking Motrin, probably 800 milligrams like every 6 hours, just destroying my liver with Motrin, because that's all you can take. As a law enforcement officer, I can't take any pain medications because you can't carry a weapon. So I was eating Motrin like candy, and I know it was destroying my liver. And so when I talked to the VA, the first thing we thought about putting on was duloxetine, which is also, I believe it's an SSRI, so it affects the brain, helps with anxiety and depression as well. But I didn't really want to focus on that. I wanted to focus on the pain management side of duloxetine. So we started off with really small doses, and I had to go all the way up to 90 milligrams a day to help with the nerve pain. And what I did notice is that I was having breakthroughs where I was still having a lot of pain with the nerves from the AS and in my neck. And I would go, what is the point of taking this? Why am I taking all of these drugs, eating Motrin, sitting in the spa, Epsom salt baths, you name it, what we were doing. So I finally went to my VA doctor, Jackie, who's amazing. She's a nurse practitioner. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm in so much pain. What do we do? Not to mention, I had a massive carotid artery dissection back in September. And I was on blood thinners for quite some time, and that did a number on me, laying around for months because I couldn't lift or do anything in fear that the blood clot was going to move and cause a massive stroke. It hurt. My body hurt. And it wasn't until my boyfriend said, hey, I have a veteran friend that's using this machine that he swears by. It's called an AVACEN. And I go, what? And holistic stuff. Like I don't believe in holistic stuff. Give me the drugs. Give me the stuff that I know works, right? So I read into it and, started talking to my VA provider about it, Jackie, and said, "Have you ever seen this thing before?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, let's look it up." And she's like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." She goes, "I'm gonna order it." I go, "You could just order it like that?" And she goes, "Yeah." So we get online, and she goes through the steps and ordered it through, I think, the prosthetics department, did the application with you guys on the website. Literally within 3 days, the machine was at my house and my jaw dropped when it came to my door. And I was like so excited to use it. And it was so, I was like, this is it. It's so small. Like, this is supposed to be this life-changing machine. And the first week, I just noticed I love the warmth of the machine and it helped soothe me. But it wasn't until I started using it more often at night for 30 to 45 minutes a night where I'm out cold, like best sleep of my life. Wake up feeling rejuvenated, tons of energy. And I haven't had to take Motrin in the 5 weeks I've been using it, which is crazy because I used to eat it like candy. So I don't use it anymore. I don't use drugs, and I stopped the duloxetine, which was really hard to get off of that. But I wanted to make sure that I gave 110% to this machine. And I know that alcohol creates inflammation, so stop drinking alcohol during the first initial 5 weeks that I've been using the machine, just to see really what the machine does for my body. And it is crazy, night and day. Changes that I've noticed while being on the AVACEN machine is I used to take omeprazole, and that was up to pantoprazole, which is the strongest antacid pill that you can take that's prescribed by the doctor. And I'd had to take that 3 times a day because my acid reflux was so bad. It was waking me up in my sleep. I felt like I was drowning. And sorry to get all graphic, but I'd wake up and have to vomit acid reflux. It was horrible. And since being on the AVACEN, I haven't had to take any antacids at all. I stopped taking all medications. So I can't wait to see what my gut health looks like. And I'm willing to ask the VA to actually give me another colonoscopy or an endoscopy because I want to see how it's healed. So to have to take that pill 3 times a day to not taking it, it's like, what is going on here? This machine is amazing. So really excited about that difference. I tell everybody I could run a marathon right now when I couldn't even walk up a hill because my hips were in so much pain. But now I could do whatever. All the aches and pains are gone. But I have noticed I haven't had time the last couple of days to use it, and I'm having aches and pains and soreness, and I'm like, I gotta get on the machine because if you don't use it, all the weird feelings, if you, what my dad always say, if you rest, you rust. So you got to constantly use this machine to get that oxygen going into the blood flow. So it's been life-changing for me just in the 5 weeks, and I can't wait to see what happens over the next year. And seriously, every veteran that I talk to, or law enforcement officer that's a veteran, I'm like, ask the VA for this. It's so easy. Just get it. Like, you guys need it. My sister has RA, my mom, but unfortunately they live on the East Coast, so I can't get the machine. I wish that everybody can have this machine, but it's life-changing for me. And they're all like, what is it? What is it? So then I send everybody the link. So it's been great. Literally, I just plop on the couch or in bed, put my glove on, stick my hand in after it warms up, and set the timer for 30 minutes. And then I just hit play. Tells me to remove the jewelry, which a lot of times I forget. So when you're married or wear jewelry, take off your rings, and then I listen to the ocean and I fall asleep within about 5 minutes. So it's really great.